It began in very small way, with the protest against Jessica Lal's, the verdict on Jessica Lal's murder in about almost 8-9 years ago. And then it has kept building up, and the last protest was the Nirbhaya protest. So they're all in the same vein, and it is the awakening of a country. And you're absolutely right that 40% of India did not exist before 1991. So we are a young country. A third of this country, is now what would be called middle class. Now you can define middle class in many ways in terms of income and so on. But if you think of it broadly, it is a young villager who comes to a town, a tier 4 or a tier 3 town, and arrives at the railway station, and he has a cell phone, and he has the prospect of a job that he looks for. He accepts that job, and then from there he works and can see the fruit of that work. And so this group, which is today 1/3, if we go back to an 8% growth rate, which I personally think we will be about half of India by 2020. And then the politics has to change. So the Arvind Kejriwal, the Aam Aadmi movement, Anna Hazare movement really are a preview of that movie of what India is, what has to come. The young people, I speak to a lot of young people like this, because ever since this book came out, and there's been a lot of interest, and really the timing has been related to the Anna Hazare movement. They tell me that they have no one to vote for. And I asked them why. Well, one person explained that, he said, I'm from UP. I'm from near Khurja. I'm from near Khurja. I don't know how many people know where Khurja is, but it's not too far from Delhi, about 2.5 hours away. And this fellow said Rahul Gandhi came to our village. And Rahul Gandhi talked to us, and he said that, oh, you poor fellow, you are toiling in the sun all day, you don't have a shirt on your back, and look at you, you don't get 2 square meals to eat. And he went on and said then, look, my great-grandfather did this, and my grandfather did this, and my father did this, and so on, and how we in the Congress party are helping you with Narega and food security bill and all that. And this fellow said that Rahul Gandhi had lost it. He says, people were looking around, everybody had a shirt on their back. Everybody had a cell phone. And they are asking, who is this fellow talking to? They were looking for aspiration. Somebody who would tell them the future of their lives. And this man was treating them like a victim. And he said and then somebody else said, it's the same thing with the BJP. They treat you as a victim of 1,000 years of Muslim rule. And then come the other parties, all the caste parties. They treat you as a victim of upper caste oppression. He says, we are not victims. This is what the young people, I'm talking about 1/3 of India, which is going to be half. They say they're looking for the politics of aspiration. Now, the question is, can Aam Aadmi? I'm going to offer some thoughts today for the Aam Aadmi party to be successful. In other words, this is, if for someone like you who is close to Arvind, you can pass on these thoughts to him. The best thing that's happening today, right now, in this room, is at the root of American democracy. There was a very wise Frenchman who came to America in 1830s. His name was Alexis de Tocqueville, Frenchman, and he wrote the best book on democracy ever written, called Democracy in America. And this is the first modern democracy in the world, United States. And he says, what makes this successful? And he found the answer in neighborhood engagement. Now this is a neighborhood engagement with politics. Now you're not discussing your local councillor in Berkeley, but you are concerned with the neighborhood politics. And that's why I like the notion that the Aam Aadmi Party has not only woken up the country, but the idea that go out and vote, which is the minimum. But the second part of it is that what I say, the rallying cry in a chapter called in chapter 9 of this book is, the chapter 9 is called What is to be Done. And the rallying cry is 1 hour a week. So not just vote, but spend 1 hour a week in your neighborhood. Don't just worry. That's what Tocqueville found in Americans. They called them joiners. They were joining. They had clubs, local clubs. They were singing groups, bowling leagues, Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, whatever they had. But they were joiners, he called them. And they engaged in the neighborhood. And so I think that 1 hour a week, don't worry about the corruption of 2G or Suresh Kalmadi or Robert Vadra. Worry about the corruption in your neighborhood. And I think that's really a very central lesson. And what I like about what the Aam Aadmi Party has been saying is that they've been talking about the Mohalla Sabha. Now the Mohalla Sabha actually is in, the idea of the Gram Sabha is actually in the Constitution, the amendment to the Constitution for local governance. And this idea is really central to a vibrant democracy. Where I think we need a greater commitment from the Aam Aadmi Party